G'day guys, welcome to the video. As you can see, Pepper and I are just about ready to hit the road again. If you watched our video last week, you'll see that we spent the week at the beautiful campsite at Copeden Dam, just south of Inverell. We left there this morning. We're currently just in Inverell at the moment. I stopped here on the way to get some fuel, and I've just taken Pepper to the dog park here. They've got a really good off-leash dog park here in Inverell. Which is fantastic. So we've just been there to let her have a run around and go to the toilet, and she got to socialise with a border collie who was there, which is nice. She doesn't get much chance to socialise with other dogs, so yeah, that was good. She had a bit of a run around and a play. So we're ready to hit the road again, and I'm not sure what this week's going to look like. Taking a route that I've never been on before and visiting some towns that I've never seen before, so it'll be interesting. Our first stop this afternoon is a little town called Warialda, which is kind of midway between Inverell and Moree, I think, on the Guida Highway. There's a free camp just outside of town that I'm going to check out. We might stay there. There's also a campground at Cranky Rock Reserve. That looks really nice too. So we've got a couple of options. So let's head out that way and see what it's like. Guys, we've just turned off on the road to Cranky Rock Reserve. We're only about, I think, a kilometre from the reserve, and I've just passed a sign by the road that says 1080 baits have been laid here. So I'm not going. I'm just not going to risk it. I know there may not be any at the reserve itself, but the problem with 1080 is that birds pick it up and drop it miles from where it was originally placed. So that's a real shame, because I was really hoping to check out Cranky Rock Reserve, but I refuse to stay in a place that's anywhere near 1080 baits. So yeah, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth me risking Pepper's life. So we're going to turn around. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do now. We're only, I think, about 8 kilometers from Warialda, so I might continue into town and just check out the free camp there. There was another nature walk that I wanted to do around the town of Warialda. I'm a bit nervous about baits now if they're using them this close to town. But anyway, Cranky Rock is off the list. I'm not going to risk that. So yeah, so I'm going to turn around and we'll head into Warialda and we'll see what that's like, and I'll make a decision. We might have to just keep going a little bit further, but that's annoying. That's thrown a spanner in my plans for today. 1080, guys, should not be used. Do not get me started. I'm so mad that it's still used here in Australia. Anyway, we'll just have to go somewhere else. Change of plans. There's the sign, guys. See it there on the tree? Yep. Sorry, not for us. Well, guys, we've made it to the free camp in Warialda. It actually looks all right. I mean, it's right near the main road, but there's a grassy area sort of a bit further back where we could park. We're only about 6 k's up the road from where I saw that bait sign. I don't know, yeah, it's kind of put a dampener on this whole place for me, really. I'm just going to be worried about 1080 baits the whole time while I'm walking Pepper around here. So yeah, there wasn't much else in Warrialda I wanted to see. There was really just Cranky Rock Reserve and another nature walk that goes for quite a way around town, but again, like, that's in the bush. There could be baits in there. So yeah, I don't really feel like staying here now, so I think we're going to continue on, which is a bit of a bummer because I don't like driving very far on travel days. For poor Pepper has already had enough of driving, I think. It's a bit over a half-hour drive to Bingara, which is like the next place that I was thinking of going, so I think we'll just go there. I mean, there's no guarantee there's not going to be baits there either. I think we're sort of into that part of the country now where it's going to become a problem in a lot of places. It's just going 1:30 now, so, you know, it's still plenty of time in the day. So I'm sorry, Bubby, but we're going to drive on a little bit further and hopefully find a nice spot to camp in Bingara. Well guys, we've made it to Bingara and we're parked up in the town common camp just on the edge of town. It took a while to set up. I must have done like 3 laps. It's a massive area, but there's a lot of other vans here at the moment and pretty much all the spots along the river are taken. So we ended up parking like way up in the back corner, but it's quite nice here. You can sort of hear a little bit of traffic from town, but it's not too bad. Lots of birds around. There are also lots of horses in here, so I'm not sure how Pepper's going to go. If they come up to the fence, that'll be a challenge. I'm just waiting for the first meltdown when the horses get too close. But anyway, I'm not sure how long we're going to stay here for because, you know, I wasn't intending to come here today. But Bingara was always on my list of places to visit, so it's all good. I know there are quite a few really nice free camps along the river, like on the road leading out of town. Maybe we'll go and check them out, but I'm actually happy to stay here for a couple of days. I think it'll be good for Pepper to not have to travel again in the next few days, because yeah, that was a bit unfortunate today. I was expecting it to be quite a short drive today, just basically from Copton Dam back up to Inverell and out to Warrialda was only going to be like an hour and a half drive maximum, and then we ended up coming all the way onto Bingara. So yeah, a bit more of a drive than I wanted to for her, but she's okay. She's having a sleep now. She'll settle down, and yeah, if we stay here a few days, that'll be good. To walk from the free camp into town here in Bingara, you have to walk across this very long bridge that goes across the Guida River. Poor Pepper doesn't like it at all. She's not very good with heights. And this bridge does actually move a little bit as you're walking on it, so it's a little bit disconcerting. Come on, sweetheart, let's go. Come on, you can do it with me. Yes, good girl. You can do it. Good girl, keep going. I've got an order to post today, so Pepper and I are going to head into town. And it's about a 20-minute walk from the free camp. Bingara is a lovely little town and the locals are so friendly. The main street is really pretty with lots of old heritage buildings, including the amazing Art Deco Roxy Theatre which dominates the main street. This magnificent theatre was built in 1936 and operated as a cinema until it closed in 1958. In 2004, it was restored to its original splendour and it's once again open to the public. It still contains the original Art Deco fixtures and fittings. I would have loved to have seen the inside, and they do tours of the theatre, but sadly no dogs allowed. Bingara has quite a few interesting looking antique shops and boutique stores, but just be aware that while the post office and the IGA are open normal business hours, a lot of the other shops are only open for a few hours in the day and close around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Bingara also has a really cool little laundromat. It's a bit pricey at $9 a wash, but you can wash dog blankets and other pet things here, which is really cool. It's a rainy morning. Pepper's having to share her bedroom with a bunch of wet laundry today. The joys of living in a bus in rainy weather. It's actually weather like this that makes me regret not having a built-in shower in the bus. Not because I particularly need the shower, but I so often think that the shower room would be a really good place to hang wet stuff. Because when we have rainy days like this, you know, often have wet coats, wet dog towels, and just, yeah, there's very limited space in this bus for hanging wet things. I do tend to use the cab area. I can hook up a makeshift little clothesline in the driver's cab area that I use for that, but it's not a lot of space. Don't really want dripping wet things inside the bus. So yeah, a built-in shower would be really good as a wet room for hang drying wet things, but you know, I had to sacrifice that to fit other things that I really wanted in this bus. So it is what it is, and we just have to make do. But yeah, it's weather like this that is pretty much the only time I regret not having a built-in shower. Well, the rain stopped and the sun's actually starting to come out through the clouds. So Pepper and I are making the most of it, and we're going for a walk along the track that goes along the river from the free camp. Yeah, it's just lovely here. Pepper's freaking out a little bit this afternoon because there's quite a few horses very close to our camp. We've had a couple of horses, like just one or two, that have wandered, close, like in the last few days, but this is the first time we've had this many this close to camp. And she's just freaking out a little bit. It's okay. No, leave it. Pepper, leave it. It's all right. Pepper, leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Good dog. Okay, well, she's finally settled down. Well, it's another lovely morning here in Bingara. Just taking Pepper for our morning walk. It's a little bit chilly this morning, a little bit of frost on the ground too, but it's just lovely. I absolutely love this cooler weather. We've been here a few days now, and most of the walks that we've done have just been around the free camp area here. It's a huge area and there's lots of tracks everywhere. It's actually quite lovely just walking around the tracks, and along the river is really pretty too. We haven't run out of places to walk yet, mostly because the biggest problem I have with Pepper here is getting her to walk on any of the tracks, because all she wants to do is sniff the rabbit holes that are everywhere in this area. She is absolutely obsessed with them. So you can see this area here, there's all like little mounds in the ground, and as we get closer you'll see that there's also quite a few holes. And when I first saw these, I thought they looked very much like rabbit burrows, and we have actually seen a couple of rabbits coming in and out of them since we've been here, so that's definitely what they are. And there's another one there. Pepper. Okay, Pepper's heading towards another one entrance. Yeah, so she's just absolutely obsessed with these holes, has to sniff every single one of them, like every day. Guys, well, Pepper and I are leaving the Bingara free camp this morning. We are going to go and check out what I think is a pretty important historical site. It's about 20 minutes drive from here. I'm not really sure what to expect when we get there, but it's something that's been on my list for a while and I'm pretty keen to see what it's like. So we're going to head there now. Pepper's in her usual travel day sulking mode. She'll be fine once we get there. really like the way they've done this memorial with the serpentine track and the different plaques telling different parts of the story as you walk along. The fact that you have to walk along the path kind of slows the experience down and just gives you time to actually reflect and think about what happened here. It's a dark part of Australia's history, but I think it's an important part that all Australians need to be aware of, and memorials like this I think are so important, not only for remembering what happened in the past, but also for reconciliation and to ensure that things like this just don't happen again.